There's a saying I like to use from time to time in the markets. I actually got it from Brian Shannon, who's the godfather of the anchored VWAP. But it goes like this. Once you think you got everything figured out, you get punched in the face. Clearly for me, that was today. Once I thought I knew it all, I got punched in the face. I went on tilt and I took my biggest loss of the year so far. So let's get into this. Coming back and looking at my calendar this week, and let's start with last week actually. So ending January, I strung 4 nice wins together after having some losses on the Monday. Made my week back. I was up 560 heading into February, so I was excited to trade. This week I came in, I strung together another 3 days, having my biggest day of the week on yesterday at $424, which was great. And, I was just kind of pumped. I had 7 winning days in a row. I haven't had a streak like that in a little bit here, probably the last few months. So I was just excited to trade today. And then comes today. I had a $1,000 loss. By far my biggest loss of the year. I will get into this when we get into the trades and talk about what happened and my mindset and my emotions and how I just kind of, I let the tilt take over. So coming into the morning, we had the overnight session. So we had basically price. This is a New York VWAP, New York Open yesterday. Price just continued higher. And then coming into the overnight, it just kept pushing higher. We had some continuation with some small pullbacks. It was holding its value area high very well. Had not tapped its point of control yet. So we had this previous day's New York VWAP underneath us. We have this small pullback at pre-market. So I'm long bias. I'm looking for longs coming into the market. Coming into the open, I'm long bias. We have this choppy little price action here in the beginning. We kind of set the opening range low. We come and set the opening range high. Now we're set. Price comes back down to the New York VWAP. We get a break of it. I look to get long. I'm seeing Bookmap's got a ton of orders at 6010, 6115, and 6117. So I'm looking to hit those numbers, and I got a target. And I'm long biased with the way price was been pushing higher in the overnight. Basically, price starts to come down here. It was funny because on NQ, coming into the pre-market, NQ was quite bearish, where ES was quite bullish. As soon as we came into market open, it's almost like they flipped. NQ went bullish and ES started to present bearish now, I found the divergence very weird. I haven't seen that personally myself trading in the last year, but it was just something that was very pronounced today. It was very odd. So with NQ looking so good, we figured, actually a few of us took this trade, we figured here we were going to get in on this New York VWAP break because NQ had already taken its opening range high and price was pushing higher. Price was up here on NQ. So we thought we were going to get some continuation on ES. And price starts to pull back down. It looks like this is going to come and I'm going to get stopped out here, so I cut the trade. It turns out I could have been okay. I don't know. I might have been, stopped out to the tick, but either or, I was, I took that loss. I was fine with it. Waited and looked for a re-entry. Exact same thesis as before. I get in long again as we hold this opening range low. Holds it nicely. Price consolidates here, telling me that the sellers are failing to take this level and the buyers are managing to, have some strength here, and we're going to get this push up and we get these 2 bullish candles. I look for an entry here. Get long. The trade looks like it's working. We're going to have some pullbacks. I think we're going to bounce here off the New York VWAP. Instead, it pulls down again. We hold now what's going to be setting as the initial balance low. And I'm looking for price to push up from here. As price pushes back up and we get above the New York VWAP, boom, this news candle comes in. I get stopped out. No idea what this news candle was. I looked it up on Financial Juice. We talked about it. We couldn't figure it out, but either or, I got stopped out. I took a loss for $250 on each account. This is where the tilt kicks in for me. I've been doing well on these Trump trades. And there was Trump news back here on some Iran recessions or tariffs going in on Iran or something. And I had a little bit of a pull down. So I equated that to the news. And I figured this was news that hadn't come out yet. And I wasn't able to find anything. We get this push back up here to the opening range low. As we reject off it again, I'm thinking now we're going to get a continuation of this news candle. And we're going to start to slide. Something we talked about pre-market was ES had not tapped its point of control, where NQ had already tapped this, found support at its point of control, and then pushed back up. So we're talking about ES sliding possibly and tapping its point of control and seeing what happened here and either go up or down. So I was hoping on that. I got this previous day's New York view up below me. So I'm kind of, I don't even really have a target. I just need this to pull down. I want to get back my losses. And as it comes here into profit, I should have thought about cutting it and I would have got back half my losses, but I didn't. I let it stay on. Price comes back up. I get stopped out here. The one thing I can say I did right in this trade was I put a stop just above this previous higher wick and the New York VWAP. And if we took this level again, I'm out of the trade. I had no business being in it. I could have put my stop up here and I probably could have survived for a bit longer. But you know what? I got to stick to my rules. I'm already gone on tilt already. So that's that. So all in all, the lesson of the day for me was just, not letting the emotions take over like that. I could have saved that last loss and just walked away with the first two and been content with it. It's something as a new trader that I'm constantly working on and something I will keep on working on in the future and hopefully be able to pull something positive out of every time I have this experience, and eventually they'll get less and less, or they'll be more and more, not refined, there'll be more discipline involved. So as soon as I go on tilt, I'll get out of the trade or I'll do something that'll just be like, or I'll walk away from the desk or, it'll come with time, but it's just something that it happens from time to time. And I just wanted to make a point of it today and show everyone that, even though I was having 7 amazing days, that just like that, I could let the emotions take over, and they're always there. They're always, it's like the devil on your shoulders, always hanging out there. And it just takes that 1 second for you to let your guard down and boom, we have a day like today. So, hopefully I'm going to learn from it. Hopefully everybody else will learn from it. And it just cost me. I'm the one that took all the pain. So, hit that subscribe button, follow along, and hoping for a better day tomorrow.